Hey ludzie, my name is Alex and I just moved to Warsaw, Poland at the end of last year, at the end of 2020. And I decided that I would make this video today about Poland, specifically Warsaw where I live. And things I think you should know before moving here, and tips or like little insider view into what Polish people are like. Now that I've been here for 4 months, I was kind of reminded about a few things when it comes to Polish people, and I thought I'd just give you a heads up in case you are moving here. So without further ado, I'm just gonna take my drink, we'll go sit down, and we'll just get right to it. Camera. Yeah, so it's just really dark and gloomy today. I feel like that's distracting. These are real prescription. I do have real eye problems. Okay, anyway. So last night I just made a little list. I jotted down a few things that I thought would be relevant. The way I thought about it was, okay, well, here are some things about Polish people and like interacting with Polish people. The other half of the list is just some points I wanted to cover about living in Poland, some more practical things. But when I say living in Poland, also I keep meaning living in Warsaw because that's where I am. I don't know what it's like living in Wrocław right now. It's probably similar. Coming from the US, and maybe it's just also my family on the US side, the people I know, Polish people don't seem very goofy. They don't seem to want to embarrass themselves the same way that Americans might or some other nationalities prefer. It might also just be my experience with like my Polish family here. They will very easily get embarrassed in public. I don't know if this is a good or bad thing because sometimes Americans, like, we take it too far. And I think behind closed doors, Polish people are super goofy, but out in the streets, things are just kind of stiff. People aren't really that like chatty as well. Yeah, it's not that people aren't friendly or won't talk to you in public, but there's definitely, you're not gonna make any scenes around town. Polish people are sad. I say it smiling, but if you walk around Warsaw, everyone looks really sad. Everyone working looks really sad, which is fair enough. People just seem sad, and I know they're not actually sad, but it's definitely in contrast to what you might experience in the US because you're just used to people like, when it comes to service. Everyone knows in the US, you're gonna be greeted with smiles. Hey, how are you? Welcome. Can I help you today? Better. What are you looking for? You look a little lost, like in the aisles of the grocery store. Here in Poland, you really have to like catch people. I don't know, in the grocery store aisles, they definitely don't want to talk to you. I think most grocery store aisles though, nobody really wants to be asked like where to find the salt and pepper, like just look for it yourself. Poland, it's really hard to get a reaction and know if what you're saying is okay. You know, they're really proactive in trying to help you, which can be sometimes annoying. Here in Poland, like, you won't get that. People are not gonna force their smiles. They're not gonna force small talk with you. They're gonna tell you how it is. Okay, this one may seem obvious. You have to say hello to people here. I moved from a big city, this is another big city, and I thought that the same rules apply where you wear headphones, you enter stores, post offices, bakeries, whatever, wherever you're going, and you're just on your own. Like, you keep those headphones on, there's a lot of separation because it's a big city and nobody's actually expected to like really interact with each other. But here, there's a serious expectation that you greet people when you enter a place. And this isn't always the case. If you're entering like a huge Tesco or something, you're probably not gonna greet anybody. But if I'm entering the piekarnia, for example, and I don't say dzień dobry to the woman behind the register, I'm gonna have really bad service. I'm probably gonna get ignored. Things are just gonna go poorly from that point if they even want to talk to you still because it's just rude. And I'm one of those people who always wears headphones on. Because I don't often. I like to control when I'm gonna interact with people, and I don't want like random crazy people coming to me on the street and trying to get in my ear about something. I just want to have my headphones on, moving. So regardless, I need to test out the situation. Either I'm gonna be saying dzień dobry, or you might not be sure if it's like the case where somebody would say dzień dobry. But if they said it to you and you didn't say it back, that'd be awful. So, you know, I just kind of like enter and I like. I feel that Polish people are very punctual. The Polish people I know don't like to procrastinate. They just want to get things done. They don't like to be late to places. But again, that's just a personality type. I'm not sure if it's true. I just know a lot of Polish people that are very punctual people. So props to them. I am also part Polish and I'm not super punctual. But yeah, it doesn't just, as much as it is a lie, like it's a generalization, it's really important to be on time for things. Like any appointments around here, you better be on time. They do like to complain a lot, and you've probably heard it before, but it has to be said. A lot of the things that they complain about, I think, are valid. They complain about healthcare, about the weather, healthcare, the school they go to, stores they have, neighborhoods. Their country, they'll complain about Poland, obviously politics. No, this is too much. But at the same time, as much as they like to complain, don't get it twisted. Just because they're saying these bad things doesn't mean that they aren't ultimately proud to be Polish, or like, just generally it seems to be like the way people go about discussing things. I asked my grandma why Polish people complain so much. She just responded telling me that there's biada around. She couldn't really explain it. She just said that's the way Polish people are. The glass is always half empty. In addition, she let me know that once I'm here longer, I'll get it. And then she started laughing. She reminded me the other day how I started complaining about Poland's economy, the average salary, like the average monthly salary. For someone who's sort of entry level, you can expect to make about 5,000 zlotys a month, working full time to cover all your costs. So that's like $1,200 US, you know. So that's pretty tragic, and yeah, I started complaining about that. She was laughing, saying that I'm starting to get a taste for why Polish people are always complaining. If you want to fit in, you should just learn to adopt this habit, because once people start complaining, you're gonna wanna, it would be weird if you responded with something positive. Just join the fun and complain with them. The way I see it, this is just the way that Polish people deal with the things that aren't so great. And it's like a way of moving forward. And I also feel like it's kind of almost like therapy. When Polish people are complaining, they need to let it out, and you need to be there to listen to it and not tell them that things are actually okay. Just be like, you're right. If they talk shit, and yeah, this whole Polish pride thing is something that I've noticed abroad as well. If you meet somebody who's Polish, I feel people really hold on to that, because there's such a huge diaspora of Polish people abroad. But I think it's funny that whenever you run into them, people still kind of hold on to the fact that they're Polish. Yeah, so maybe you live here as well and you have a different opinion. Feel free to disagree or agree or add to this list. Maybe you see a different side to Polish people that I have not. It's also helpful for me to know more about Polish people, because right now with COVID, I can't really get out there. I don't really have as much interaction as I would if I moved here during any other time.